Yo, everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I got an exciting guest today. I got a man that I respect. I love his channel a lot. He's one of the better up-and-coming Eagles content creators. Philly Mike from the Philly Talk podcast. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for having me on the channel. Like you said, I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, but I'm on here with a goat. Let's keep it real.
No, ain't no go here. Maybe a donkey or a jackass. You ask my wife. But so what are you thinking, man? What are you thinking about where we are in the overall aspect of this team right now in June? Where we're going? What do you think about them?
I've been trying to answer this question for a lot of people. I always said we were a 10-win team. Even before the actual schedule came out, we knew who we were playing. We just didn't know when we were playing them, where home. We knew home away, but during the season matter. If you get a hard stretch, a couple easy stretch, I still believe we're a double-digit win team. My set number is around 11 wins. That's where I honestly feel, give or take. But again, our best signing this offseason would be health. If we can stay relatively healthy, that will go a long way for the season.
That's the key. That's the key to this team, because if you really look from even like 2016, we've been destroyed by injuries, destroyed by them. You know what I mean? And I see some people coming in, Maryland Eagles, Stephen Joyce, Gene, Romy. I think I saw S. Marie in here, Bigger Mike. Shout out to everybody here, Troll Patrol. I'm sure we got some Cowboy fans in here. There's Kara. How you doing? And thank you all for being here. Art, what's up, Dingbats? What's up, Dingbats? But yeah, buddy, what's up, man? If you guys haven't, make sure you subscribe to my man Philly Talk podcast. The link should be in the description. But we're talking some Eagles because we know that this team, if they stay healthy, they got a shot. They got a shot to do damage. And one of the things that really got me like fired up today, dude, I saw the Jalen Reagor posted on Twitter pictures of Carson Wentz. He's out there in Houston working out with Carson Wentz. I mean, how beautiful is that?
It's beautiful and it's important because that's a connection we got to get early. With this pandemic, the offseason's been unlike no other. Since the draft, since free agency, and that's why I believe a lot of these guys are still out there, like a Jadeveon Clowney, like a Cam Newton, which really doesn't concern the Eagles, like a Everson Griffin. These are guys who were under the Eagles' radar, but we never made a move because we're not sure with all this stuff going on. But
and I think and I said a lot, I think one of the under aspects or like the underrated aspects of this offseason is the fact that each team in the division, except us, have new coaches, new staff, and they haven't had any time to work together at all. And that's a huge advantage for the Eagles,
Yeah. And then our biggest competition, which, ultimately is the Cowboys, are going through the new scheme, the pandemic, plus an issue with their franchise quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Bigger Mike says, the Eagles have made the playoffs the past 3 years while being top 3 players on IR the past 3 years. Injuries are definitely a factor, but not the end-all, be-all 500. It's not the end-all, be-all, but let's face it. If you give me Deshaun Jackson last year, you give me a couple guys, this team is probably got a bye week as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Nick asks, and we're going to try to answer as many questions as possible, guys. Nick says, do we need to sign another running back? What do you think about that?
I've been advocating that the only real running back that I would have liked to sign in that kind of style is a bruiser, is a guy like a Carlos Hyde that we missed out on. At this point, a guy like Devontae Freeman and or LaShawn McCoy, although McCoy's close to my heart, they're just the same style as a Miles Sanders. You know what I mean? So right. You want that person who can complement him, not really the same kind of guy. I do have faith in these undrafted Elijah Holyfield and or Michael Warren for the role they'll play. Again, an injury to Miles Sanders, now you really got to go out and find a guy. But at this point, I think we're okay in my book.
I mean, I'm excited about some of these young guys like Mike Warren and stuff like that, but they haven't taken one snap. So it's very hard for me to judge. Okay, I would like to get a veteran running back. I mean, but the thing is I don't know that you need Devontae Freeman or even Shady. I know some people want him back. I would prefer like more of a bruiser, more of a short yardage back.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm looking for. You know,
I advocated for Carlos Hyde, but once he got off the board, I kind of see the two options being McCoy or Freeman, and I would rather give the young boys a chance if that was who they're up against. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Here's something. Here's Will says, I feel like Jalen Hurts can make more plays than Carson Wentz, but I still love Carson. He can make more plays on Madden. On Madden. He has not taken one snap in the NFL. Not one. So maybe on Madden. You know what I mean? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think so. Again, injury is going to be the only way I believe him getting on the field full time. And even this, can he do Taysom Hill type plays? Like, I think it ruins the rhythm of a quarterback and all that stuff. So,
yeah. I just had, that's thing badish as far as I'm concerned. Amy says, in my opinion, Eagles are 4 wins better this year than last just by being healthy. Our MASH squad proved that they could beat the Cowboys starters. Yeah, I mean, would they win 9 games last year? Is that what we were 9-7?
Yep.
Yeah, I think 3 to 4 games. I mean, I just think even if it's 2 games, if they're relatively healthy, they're way more dangerous. They're way more dangerous. You know, what are you thinking?
I agree. Look, we're talking about the Falcons game that we should have won if Nelson don't drop it, right? So if he don't drop it, let alone he wouldn't been there to drop it. That was the first initial game that Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey played 1 snap or 2 snaps. So you got that game. Then we went into the Lions game with nobody but Aguilar and things. So these are games that we played to the wire without our starters. So you win 2 of them, 3 of them, you're going.
Yeah. Danny says, who's your breakout player for the Eagles? It's a good question.
On offense, I think on offense, I'm going to go Miles Sanders. And not that he didn't have a great season last year. I just think with his MVP mindset and the fact that, we might start and see more Miles Sanders. We're still going to use a committee. But if Miles Sanders gets the touches that he can get, LaShawn McCoy was a 20 touch back, and they're the same weight and size. They're both 5'11", both 207. Actually, Miles got him by 5 pounds. So
yeah, I think he could be a franchise back too. I think he's a number 1 featured back. I totally agree with you. I'm gonna say my breakout player is going to be Derek Barnett. I think Derek Barnett with Hargrave and with Fletcher Cox, I think he's going to have a lot of one-on-one there, and there's no excuse for him. If he ain't going to break out this year, it ain't ever happening. It ain't ever happening.
You're 100% right there. That middle gap penetration is going to make both BG's and Burnett's job as easy as it can be. So
absolutely. So we got 163 people in here. Let's get over 100 likes. We got to get over 100 likes. But thank you everybody for being here. Appreciate it. Having Philly Mike on from Philly Talk Podcast is something I've wanted to do for a while. Bashir Randall, shout out to you too, man. Everybody go sub up my man Bashir Randall. Great young little Eagles YouTuber. I enjoy his content.
Definitely.
Oh, we got a Cowboy fan here. A Zeke fan. Hey, 500. Do you think Dallas and the Eagles make the playoffs? Imagine NFC Championship game, Dallas, Philadelphia. It would be interesting to see the Eagles, Dallas, but I think you guys stink. So I don't think we're going to make the playoffs, but I think we will.
Hey.
The Dallas fans, sacks and chickens. Bird Gang 215. Shout out to you. He says Dak has 14 of his 30 touchdowns come from the Giants or the Skins. I like that. How can people say he's clutch or a good quarterback? It never came from me. Never came from me. Let's see. Rock the Artist knows Dallas stinks.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the motto of the Philly 500 channel.
That's it. They stink. Brandon says, who are the top 5 teams in the NFL season? I can't even know that. I can't tell you that right now. I have to think about it. I need like the whole team list in front of me, the divisions. I do think that you have to always go with because of the champs at number one. I'll say that. I think Baltimore was my Super Bowl pick. So those are two I think are going to be tough. In the NFC, of course, 49ers, I think they take a step back, but I still think the Saints are dangerous, man. Saints and Seattle too.
Yeah. And that's one thing I do love about our schedule. Some of them 5 hard games that I kept saying out of these 5, I'm talking about San Fran, Baltimore, New Orleans, Green Bay, and Seattle. We got to go 3-2 in that stretch. And I do like the fact that we got Baltimore, New Orleans, and Seattle in Philly. So that could help.
That New Orleans game in Philly in December in the cold is going to be key, I think, for us. And I tell you what, I think we can go to Green Bay in the cold and win. I'm not scared of Green Bay. I really am not,
Their run defense they didn't do nothing to help it, and they were one of the worst last year. So how you attempt them?
Exactly. Let me see. Oh, I missed a super chat. Philly Notion, thank you so much. Where are you at? I'm trying to find you. I'm using like 2 different screens. I'm not on my phone today, so it's all different.
If you scroll up to 710, that's where it was. If you scroll up,
where was it?
At 710.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Philly Notion, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. He says, "Who runs the NFC, my guys? Fly Eagle 5. Eagles, man. You know it, my man. Thank you for the super chat, brother.
Another up and coming YouTube channel creator.
I'm subscribed to him too. Everybody go sub him up too. Make sure you do it. Thank you, buddy. Shout out to you. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We got trolls in here. Eagles not winning division. Stop dreaming. Stop dreaming. Come on, Dallas. You guys stink. This is what I deal with. You know what I mean?
Hey, but as long as the trolling is just about football, it's all good.
Yeah. What if the Saints can clean up their locker room issues? Oh, if they can't, I don't think they can. I don't know that they can, to be honest with you. I don't know.
On this whole Drew Brees thing, I think the apology wasn't that much. I think the video wasn't that much. I think what he said in response to Donald Trump really pushed guys like Malcolm, Mike Thomas, Alvin Kamara back to the side, where he responded back to Trump saying, "Look, I was wrong. You were wrong. It's more than just the flag. It's not about the country." And he now, trying to advocate. But I don't think they'll ever forget, because it was kind of a smack in the face.
When to me, like, it's insincere. Like, well, maybe it's not. But how do you know it's not insincere if by him turning 180
that quick,
so quick? I mean, I'm sorry. I'd rather him wait a while and then did something different and felt like he thought about it, and he talked about, I just felt that was so rushed, McNabb Fab 5, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. Shout out to you. He says, what are the chances another rookie wide receiver other than Reagor makes big plays this year? It's going to be interesting, because I really like John Hightower. I really like him. And I like Quez Watkins too. I think they're both going to be on this team. I could see a situation, let's say, where Alshon gets hurt. Again, not healthy. Whiteside stinks. And maybe by the end of the year, Hightower can have a shot in that role or something like that. But it's going to be interesting. But I like all 3 receivers we got. And thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate that. What do you think?
How many receivers do you think we're going to keep? You think we're going to keep 6?
No, I think we're going to at least 6, maybe 7.
That's exactly.
I think here's who I think makes it. I think, of course, Deshaun. It looks like, I think Alshon will start off on the physically unable to perform, so I'm not going to count. So Deshaun, Reagor, they're locks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have, I believe Hightower makes it. I believe Quez Watkins makes it, because I don't believe you can cut Watkins. Okay. Unfortunately, I think because Arcega-Whiteside was a 2nd-round pick, he's going to make it. And then I really think you're probably looking at 6, right? And it's going to be between Ward and Goodwin. I think it's going to come down to that. And I'm going to say I think Goodwin's going to make it. And that's going to bother a lot of people, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. It's tough because the fact of the matter being, we're not going to really get to see as much as we want to see out of a guy like Quez Watkins, out of a guy like John Hightower, and also Goodwin. Although he's a vet, he has to prove that he can stay healthy because that's been his problem since 17. So it could come with an award.
And I like Ward. I like Ward a lot. I just think it's going to be one of those two guys. And because he makes a little more money, it could be a financial issue. Me personally, if it was me, I would just cut Ortega-Whiteside.
Correct.
Because I don't believe in him, but they're not going to give up on a second-round pick after 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he's absolutely horrible. Horrible. And I don't think he's that bad, you know.
Yeah.
I can never pronounce this dude's name. Emerlindo. Thank you so much. Did you hear Wentz is playing with Jalen and JJ? Yeah, I got a video on that coming out later on. Yeah, that's good. They're working out. They're working together. And you know, teams like Dallas, they can't even sign a quarterback. We're doing good, you know?
It's definitely going to help.
Yeah. Steven says, it's tough to pick which receivers will make it without seeing how they transition to the NFL. And also borderline guys, and need to be good elsewhere, special teams and whatnot. A lot of Dacky Duck fans here. Dacky Duck fans, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I mean, you're absolutely right. You know, we don't know. We haven't had 1 minute. Sorry, somebody's calling. But we've had literally no minicamp, no OTAs. We've gotten nothing out of it. You know what I mean? Nothing. Philly Notion, thank you again for the super chat, buddy. Shout out to you, everybody. Go sub them up. Do we really have glaring needs or glaring wants? I think linebacker is a legit question because you really have no veterans on there. You know, I mean, TJ Edwards is it, and I think he's going to be good. But I could see a situation where if Nigel Bradham has not signed and he's willing to come for like a 1 year cheap deal, you bring him back.
I can agree with that. And I also want to say, but the way Jim Schwartz runs this defense, we never really stay in our base package where we keep 3 linebackers on the field. We play a lot of sub. So we play that big nickel, that 3 safety look. And that's why a guy like K'Von Wallace, I don't believe he will start. But I believe by week 2, week 3, you see K'Von and or Will Parks playing that in sub package, that big nickel, that will linebacker spot close to the line of scrimmage, you know, being in the box. So we're only going to keep 2 linebackers on the field, hopefully.
Yeah. Is that a default ringtone? You think I know how to switch my damn ringtones? I have no idea. You know, come on, Cap. 500 is delusional. If he thinks rookies can carry this team to playoffs, probably in 2 years. No, not rookies. The North Dakota Assassin. He's going to do it. Because he did it last year. We already know, you know?
Yeah, because if you're a practice squad player, you're pretty much as qualified as a rookie.
I mean, I don't know what else he has to do. Justin says, do you think we still need linebacker help? Yeah, yeah, we were just talking about that. I think you do. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else you can do, is I guess what I'm saying. I don't know if they're going to get it, but I mean, who's your linebackers? Gary and TJ Edwards. I don't like Nick Gary. I'm not a fan.
Right now, I think that if on paper, if they're going to pick right now, I think a guy like Davion Taylor's not ready. Dude is fast. He got raw potential, but the lack of playing he did in his past with his religion and stuff, we got to mold him. But I think it's TJ in the middle, Gary at the Sam, and Jatavius Brown at the will as of now. But again, I don't feel comfortable with that. So.
Yeah. From what I was reading and hearing about Davion Taylor is he is raw. He's got unbelievable athleticism, but he needs time. He needs time to develop. I think Sean Bradley can come in and actually get some reps and play, you know? And I just like his attitude, you know what I mean? Talking about guys, girlfriends, wives. I love that shit.
Yeah, Kara's big on that too. That's all she talks about. That's her new favorite player.
That you gotta love a guy like that, especially when he's a linebacker. Cameron says, do you think Jalen Reagor will have 1,000 yards this season? I do not think so. I got him about 700, maybe 800 yards. I think similar to what Macklin did his rookie year, because he reminds me of Macklin, but faster.
I'll co-sign that.
You know, and that's okay. He doesn't need to, you know. Let's see.
But to go off your Sean Bradley thing, it's not like we got so great of starters. So he could definitely threaten one of them positions, like a Nathan Gary, a Jatavius Brown. He could definitely threaten it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got 202 people here. If you haven't, sub up my man, Philly Talk Podcast, Philly Mike, great YouTube channel. You're going to love everything you get. Make sure you sub them up. And if you haven't, hit the like button here. I appreciate you guys being here. All you dingbats, you rock. You rock. They're dingbats, but you know what I mean? Hey, Mr. Blue. Hey, Mr. Blue. I always think of that song when I hear his name. Hey, Mr. Blue. He says, hey, Philly 500, what's up? Carson Wentz going to hit 40 touchdowns. I have him at about 35, 40. I have him right in that range. Think about this, Mike, right? You had at least 7 or 8 drops where they could have been touchdowns. Mm-hmm. And you had nobody that could make a play and break something for a touchdown. How many quarterbacks get 3-4 touchdowns a year where a guy breaks a tackle, is fast enough, gets open? Carson doesn't get any of that. And then the guys drop. He could have had 35 touchdowns with nobody.
Correct. He has to methodically get these guys down the field, 8-minute yard drives to finish off a touchdown, which we all know how deadly he is in the red zone with 72 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, the problem for the Eagles is we didn't get there often, but once we got there, we finished. But that's why we need the speed to get us down there consistently.
Right. Absolutely. Jeff Bone, Pookie. Thank you, buddy. How you doing, my man? Shout out to him. Everybody check his YouTube channel as well. Thank you for the super chat. He says, what team sucks right now, and why is it the Cowboys? Well, I mean, you just start when I think of Cowboys sucking. I mean, I just start with the helmet, right? They have a stupid star. It's actually a satanic symbol. Okay, this is actually a satanic symbol. Then you got a guy who's definitely eating children's bloods and stuff like that. Right, Jerry Jones. The guy's like 100, 200 years old. Why isn't he dead? And they're a satanic team. Dallas is a satanic team. So that's my number one reason why. You know,
all great reasons.
It is. I mean, plus, you just hate them. Matt says 500. Carson needs to make Howie regret drafting Hurts. Well, that's the idea. Make him eat it. You know what I mean? Make him sit for 3 years and then trade him. That's what the best case scenario is. You know, what was your overall thoughts on the whole Hurts situation, Mike?
Man, I was hurt. I was hurt for Hurts. Listen, I got over the pick. At the end of the day, he's a good football player. I wish him the best. If he helps the Eagles, y'all can come and tell me, look at this. I'm gonna say, hey, you're right. But where we were at, I've still got my eye on 3 names. I got my eye on Mims. I got my eye on Fulton. I got my eye on Bond. And I know you like AJ Epinesa too. So I'm going to be following these guys' careers to see what we're missing out on. But look, I know, again, Wentz hasn't stayed on the field. Now, do I think he's injury prone? No, because of the way he got hurt last year was a luck of the draw. But at the end, he has to stay on the field. So I think this is a big prove-it year for Wentz, and I believe he's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it, obviously. I think people have seen my reaction already. I did not like it.
You got people put your reaction and like the other channels using your reaction.
I know. I saw people send me links the other day, and I didn't even know that they were using it. I'm like, okay, I don't care, but just put my link in the description or something. But
yeah, right.
I mean, but it's just. I know what the Eagles are thinking, and their thinking may not even be wrong, but you can't bet against your quarterback. That's how I took it. Yeah. Like you're betting against him right now, and I'm sorry, but like you said, Fulton was there, and Mims was there, and if I could have had Mims and Reagor I'm done, dude. It would have been perfect. And if Mims turns out to be a stud, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Correct. Yeah, I'm going to be watching all them guys around that area.
Yeah, absolutely. Bubba says, 500, you didn't want Jefferson because you didn't know if he could play outside. But they said Reagor is going to play out in the slot. I think in Reagor's rookie year, you'll probably see him a lot in the slot and moved around. But eventually, Reagor is going to take Deshaun's spot. I think that's where he goes. Eventually, that's where he goes. I don't know that Jefferson could play outside at all. I don't know if he could ever make that transition. So I didn't want to take a chance. What do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah. To be honest, like you said in your video when you were live, we're going to take stinking Jefferson. The Eagles portrayed we were going to get Jefferson, and I was okay with it. I do think he could transition to outside the X, but no, there's no evidence because all his production, his big production, came from the slot. And as the guy just up there said, yeah, we might use Jalen Reagor in there, but Reagor can play the X. He did it at TCU. I mean, he catches 50-50 balls with his 42-inch vertical, and he got the explosive take the top off once we lose Deshaun Jackson because he is up there in age. Carson got 7 more years. We got to get him a deep threat to grow with when Deshaun.
Right. So I totally agree, and especially with the cap problems next year, you could very well see Deshaun gone. Theron, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. He asks, who will be better, Greg Ward Jr. or Miles Sanders? Miles Sanders by a million. I mean, I like Greg Ward, but Miles Sanders he could be elite.
Yeah, Shady. He's going to be shady. In a couple years, we're going to be seeing him do Shady McCoy type things. And again, Shady did a big jump from rookie to sophomore, and by 2013, he was the Russian champ. So don't put anything past Miles Sanders.
Absolutely. Last Jedi, your reaction was hilarious. Can't lie. Bad Dogs Entertainers' reaction to Daniels. Oh, theirs was better, no doubt, because they gave up a first-round pick. They traded up. We were still giving up only a second-round pick. Yeah. It was not nearly as bad. You know what I mean?
But I do got to admit, the pick is not looking as bad as it was, even though he fumbles a lot. Daniel Jones has got some potential in this league.
Yeah, I'm really curious what he's going to do his second season. A lot of these guys, they play good their rookie year, but once teams adjust to them, you don't know how they're going to be. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a la Baker Mayfield. Baker played horrible the sophomore season.
Yeah, and let me say this about the Hurts pick. It's over with. He's an Eagle now, and I support the guy 100%. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Show Enough says Hurts was excited. It was CD who pissed the Cowboys. You were pissed. Okay, you were pissed the Cowboys drafted him. He didn't smile once. Oh, yeah, he was smile. Dude, not only did he get drafted by that stinky Cowboys, they forced what number he could be. Okay, you force what number he's going to be. Only an evil emperor would do that. You know?
Evil emperor. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah,
and just to elaborate.
No, go ahead.
No, just going to elaborate on the Hurts pick myself.
Yeah.
He's an Eagle, so we're going to support him until he's not an Eagle at the end of the day. That's what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Best case scenario for me is he sits for 2-3 years. Maybe he looks good at preseason games. He comes in a couple games because we're crushing everybody, and we get something for him. We get somehow trade him for a first, second. S. Marie DeBooth, shout out to you. She says, Joe Osman, does he have a shot? Serious potential? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he does. I mean, I know he has upside. I know they like him, but I don't know. You know, and at the same time, I'll say that I'm not so sure, you know, that Derek Burnett has shown that he's the number one guy. I say open the competition for everybody. If Josh Sweat could come in and win it, I'm okay with it because he hasn't won it. But I mean, I hope he gets a open competition, but I think it's going to be tough. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. The door's open, though, with us most likely not re-signing Vinny Curry back. So as the rotation players, you got a mixture between Sweat, Avery, and Osman. So the door's open for him to make an impact. Yeah,
definitely. No question about it. Hot take here. Jones will be a top 10 corner, and Sharif Miller plays and gets 10 sacks. Those are some hell of hot takes, my man. I don't know. I don't know if Sharif Miller is going to make this team. I have questions. But if Jones could just be a decent starting corner, that would be huge for us, you know.
Would.
My man Frank, shout out to you. He says, I love that Dallas still hasn't signed Dak. I know. Cowboys fans talk about how good they are, but still haven't invested in Dak, and it's going to be a huge issue. If Watson and Mahomes sign, he's done. He's going to be in Dallas. You know?
Yep. They'll break bank.
You know. Philly 500, Philly Talk have to buy a Dak jersey when Dallas. I'm not buying no Jet. If I buy a Dak jersey, I'll burn it. You know. Emelindo, or whatever, I'll screw your name up. Thank you for super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. He says, which Eagles player is most underrated all time? All time.
Oof.
Well, I can only speak of my lifetime. And when I speak of underrated in my lifetime, the first name that comes to my head is Byron Evans, the middle linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. I thought he was a Pro Bowl linebacker, and he never got the credit because he was so overshadowed. But that's just me. Thank you for buddy.
I'll keep it in modern day. Jason Kelce. I mean, this guy's been one of the best centers in the game. He did not make the all-decade team. He's been missed out on Pro Bowls that when you look at the people who made Pro Bowl above him, he had better stats and our team was better at times. Jason Kelce has been one of the best centers in 10 years, didn't make the all-decade team, and got passed over a lot. And that's just someone that's right here in front of us.
Oh man, that's a great call. That's a great call. I didn't even think of Kelce. You're right, absolutely about that. He's been overlooked, and I'm even guilty of underrated because I thought he was too small for a lot of years. So I gotta eat my words on that. I agree.
He's small, but he just the way he grinds.
Yeah, he's awesome, dude. Kevin says, my prediction: a lot of chickens will be sacrificed in Dallas this year. They got to run on chickens right now. It's a problem. It's a problem. Zeke goes to buffets with Michael Anthony. I agree. I don't know what they're doing. Every time I go to Michael Anthony Fitness, I go to Michael Anthony Wears a Fitness. I go to his channel for some advice. I'm like, I need to learn some bicep exercise. The guys playing video games are taking a nap every time. Every time. It's crazy. Presley says, I agree with both that all Dallas players aren't underrated. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, Philly Fresh is in the house. Shout out to you, my man. Everybody go sub him up. Another great Eagles content creator. I'm going to have him on at some point as well, too. A great guy. Great guy. He says, yo, what's up, y'all? Great collaboration. Like Reagor and Wentz, y'all see them practicing. Yeah, I saw them practicing together. I have a video on that later. That pumps me up, man. That definitely pumps me up. Philly, did you see ESPN redraft of the NFL and how they put Dak at 9 and Wentz at 11? How stupid. They're all haters, man. They're all haters. ESPN sucks, dude. About 350. Thank you so much for a super chat. He says, DC for Dallas Cowboys for life, I guess. The rivalry appreciation. What do you do, Philly 500? Hey, thank you so much for super chat. I appreciate the rivalry. I mean, you have to have somebody to hate. You have to have a bad guy. And you guys are definitely that.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for the super chat, buddy. Shout out to you.
Definitely. You've got to be a villain.
Yeah, got to be a villain. I mean, that team is so bad. It's just ridiculous. There's my man, Dave Sports Quest. He is the only guy I've ever met off YouTube that knew who I was. Where I live, nobody has ever seen me, ever recognized me. I go clean. I'm in my garage putting a grill together, and in comes Dave Sports Quest pulling up as I guess he's a mailman in my he was doing my neighborhood. It's crazy. Kind of freaked me out a little bit at first because I'm like, whoa. But it's cool. He's a great guy. What up, 500? I love that you two got together, talk birds. Yeah, man. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and we would have done it sooner, but I had to cancel a couple times, and that's on me.
It's all good.
So let me ask you one question. Do you think that Reagor is going to significantly help this punt return game this year? I mean, that's something we haven't had in 3-4 years.
Yes. And I know a lot of Eagle Nation is calling for Adrian Killins to be a part of that special teams. And if he makes the team, most likely, but there could be a scenario, a logical scenario where he just doesn't make it. And then you're looking at guys like Reagor and or Hightower. But I think Reagor has the most upside at punt returner because, I mean, yards after the catch, he's dangerous. When all these rookies were drafted, he came in the second to CeeDee Lamb for yards after the catch. So the dude is dangerous with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, and I think it's going to significantly change some games for us because even if you don't get touchdowns, even if you could just flip the field position, it can win games. It can win you games. Now we got 254 people in here. Please please subscribe, and make sure you hit the link in the description. Sub up my man, Philly Mike from Philly Talk Podcast. Great a content creator. Drummer says, I've never seen a center yell out protection, hike the ball, get off the block, be down the field next to two receivers and running backs. I know. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
The guy is something, man.
His second level and third level blocking is like no other.
Yep, I agree. Ashley says, Philly 500, I don't think the Giants is going to stink like everybody thinks. Well, look, to me, the Giants, it's all going to depend on the quarterback. What is Daniel Jones? How does he progress in year 2? And look, you got a new coach. You got a lot of new things going on. And then you have to go into a season, and your schedule is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I think these stink, to be honest. I think they'll stink. I mean, I think they'll be better, but I think, did you see their schedule? Brutal.
They got a tough one.
Brutal.
And where I think their offense is going to succeed, their defense is big question marks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Where am I at here? I lost my train of thought here. See. 500 something. My God, glad to see another clap. Yeah, man. Definitely. I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. What does this say? Could we use a D tackle at defensive end position like Malik Jackson and have Cox, Hargrave, Jackson, Poplar on the field at the same time? I mean, like maybe like in a goal line situation or short yardage. I guess you could. Yeah, I just want my defensive ends to get home. I want them to get home, get sacks.
Malik Jackson did play defensive end on and off in Jacksonville too. So I think you'll see the rotation of Malik Jackson to give Fletcher and or Hargrave a break sometimes, but you'll see him subbing in out for a guy like BG, who's older as well too. So you can see all three of them on the field.
Right. Absolutely. Thoughts on Flyers? You watch hockey? Any hockey, Mike?
I got these. This is what I do. Basketball.
I love playoff hockey. I'm fascinated by goaltending, but the round robin, I'll take it. Dude, I watch golf. Wait, man. I mean, I can't stand golf. I'll take it. I like hockey, but
at this point, I would. But listen, yeah. I'd even do a little bit of baseball, but me talking hockey is like, I can't do it. I just don't know it.
I tried streaming a hockey game one time, and it's ridiculous. It's impossible. It's so fast moving that you can't keep up. And so, I mean, I'll stream it when it comes on, but I won't be calling no play-by-play. I can tell you that. It ain't going to happen. But I'm glad basketball's coming back. I just wish it was not July 31st. I wish it was July 3rd because, look, July 31st is preseason's getting ready to start like the next week. Get me early July so I have something to watch.
I agree.
King Poe says, we have so much versatility. I'm scared our coaching staff will be overwhelmed by talent and overthink a lot of plays. But this team is exciting. It should be exciting. It should be an exciting team. Who knows? What was your favorite move the offseason?
I'm torn between the Hargrave and Slay pickup. Slay just because we needed to have someone who can possibly shadow, because it's not going to just help out stopping the number one. You know how much easier it is going into games for a guy like Sidney Jones to know that if we play the Packers, I don't got to worry about Devontae Adams. If we play the Cardinals, I don't got to worry about Hopkins. If we play the Steelers, I don't got to worry about Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm only worried about the second tier or third tier receiver. So him going into games, his mindset should be a lot more calm, cool, collective, and he should be able to keep up with that talent of level. But I'm telling you, I agree with Howie. You win games in the trenches, and this D-line can do what we did for the corners in 17. Darby and Mills weren't playing that great, but the D-line was so vicious, it made their play look better because the ball had to get out fast. They could jump routes, all that stuff. So I'll go with Hargrave.
That was my favorite signing too. That was one of those where I think in 2 or 3 years, people are going to look back and say that was equal to getting Brooks when we got Brooks from Houston. I think it's going to be that equivalent. And here's the other thing: if you're $53 million over the cap next year, and the league is talking about cutting the cap, and you need to get rid of somebody with a big contract, and he is not willing to renegotiate or restructure. You could lose Fletcher Cox. I know not a lot of people would think that, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I wonder if the part of that move is insurance policy against it.
It definitely could be because, like you said, going into 21, we are going into next season or the next season, we had problems already being 50 million over the cap. But Howie's great with restructuring guys, doing this in the third. But nobody thought this pandemic was going to hit. So now with us already being in that problem, now there's an additional problem, possibly if they don't make the right amount of money or the cap goes down, like you said, that 30 million. So it's a business, and the business got to keep going.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I don't even think the Eagles want it to happen.
Yeah.
But it could have been an insurance policy in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gerald McCoy said Wentz is better than Prescott. Go Birds. Well, he's a very smart guy. He's an old guy, but he's very smart. I'll give him that. You know, no doubt about it. Cox getting sacks this season? Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. He should, anyways. But who knows? I mean, look, you never know how it's going to happen. I think the Hargrave signing, and then I love the Slay trade, but they got to make Slay play the best receiver. He's got a shadow.
Yeah.
If they keep him on one side, it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good.
They'll just attack. They'll just move the number one over 60% of the time and attack that side.
Yeah, absolutely. So Big Fish says Sidney Jones is going to ball. We're going to see. I'm praying. Mike is. I did a video on my channel membership on Friday talking about the battle at that other cornerback spot because you got you got Sidney Jones, you got Trevor Williams, is it? Yep. And then you got Avonte Maddox. I think Avonte Maddox, people are sleeping on him. I think he's going to end up with that job. I just do. I think Avonte Maddox has a lot of talent. It's not, sometimes guys have good rookie years, take a little bit step back this next season, and then they come back. I think that'll happen.
To be honest, I think the coaching staff wants Sidney Jones to get it. But I think right now the favorite is Avonte Maddox.
Yeah, I like Avonte Maddox. I think he's very talented. But we're gonna see. And as far as Trevor Williams goes, I mean, I know he was good in San Diego, Los Angeles, but he's got to prove that he can stay healthy. He hasn't taken one snap. You know what I mean?
It's all health with him.
Anthony Perry, what's up with you, man? He says, what's up, Mike? And everybody, if you haven't, go sub up my man, Mike from Philly Talk Podcast. Great Eagles video maker. Great guy. No doubt about it. My man, what do you got to say? Jim Schwartz is really on the hot seat this year because he has talent this year. I agree, and he's got a lot of control of that team. Do you remember back in 2016 where he was like, there was talk that he was like trying to have like a mutiny against Doug Peterson? That was hilarious, dude. I thought it was funny.
Yeah. And that all out the window when we got the Super Bowl.
Now you can't do nothing. I used to do a skit on that because I was saying that Doug. I used to do. It's called Doug Peterson Corleone because I say he had to beat his ass. He had to get tough. Because Doug comes off so nice, like he looks like he get taken advantage of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
Roy says, fan from Mexico since 2014. Hello, Bird Gang. Well, what's up, my man? Eagle fan since 2014. Awesome. Love it. Thank you for being here. Avonte M88 is a girl. I don't know what that means. And we need Garrett. I don't know where Garrett Blunt is. I don't know if he retired or what.
He's not on no team. He's just chilling.
Yeah, I haven't seen him do anything,
But I agree we could use that style of running.
Yeah, I like pulling up some of these comments of just talking nonsense. Like, what the hell? Yeah. I don't even know. Actually, she's talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to extend Ertz in order to help our cap. I don't think you can. Look, I'm telling you, I would have considered trading Ertz this whole season. I would have shopped them because I don't see how you can keep Ertz and Goddard long term.
Yeah, on my channel, I talk about it all the time. I can't consistently. I can't just have it come out my mouth me saying get rid of Ertz, but it's a business. It's going to be a critical juncture coming up with Kittle getting possibly paid wide receiver money, and then Ertz coming to follow it. If he would take a team friendly deal, not super cheap, but not top tight end pay to stay with us? Maybe. But like you said, when Goddard's going to eventually want his turn. But I will say this, for 2020, that 12-man personnel with both them on the field with Reagor and Djax and Miles, that's going to be a lovely package.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, especially with that space that speed on the outside creates. It's gonna be fantastic. But going forward, I just don't know how they do it. Now, I love Ertz, all-time great, but I don't know how you do it, man.
Yeah, you know? It's not gonna be easy.
500. Please tell everyone again for what reason. Yeah, the only reason that you should remove anybody is because of any racist comments, any threatening somebody, or spam. Other than that, let them talk. Let him talk on his channel, man. Let him call me fat, call me. I don't care. Let him talk. I'm not Mark Holmes. I don't ban people because they hurt my feelings.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Oh, thank you, the booth. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's see what other things here. Cowboys stink. God, man, Cowboy fans, don't you know? Do you think we'll have one of the fastest teams in the NFL? I think so. I don't know if it's the fastest though. I'm not ready to. Some people say, we're faster than Kansas City. I don't know that. But we're pretty damn fast, though. You know what I mean?
Definitely top 3.
Oh, this is a question. Philly Notion, thank you for super chat. I got to answer this question. Will Nelson Aguilar have over or under 700? Dude, under. He may have under 500 yards. Okay, I think he stinks, and my biggest fear is that he gets cut by the Raiders and we have injuries and he comes back for one more. Like I'm so scared that that's going to happen. But thank you for the super chat, buddy.
That would happen. That would be you. That would explain right there.
You know the meltdown that I would have on my channel. Like I'm so done with him. It's just. Justin here. Justin has a question for you. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think we should pursue Fournette?
It depends if we can get him for like possibly, anything above a third, a fourth, fifth, and a player or something along them lines. The dude will be the ultimate complement to Miles Sanders. The ultimate. He is everything LeGarrette Blount could do. I mean, he wants to run north and south. He's a bruiser. He can take pounding after pounding. He started to get a little bit nicked up and all that, but I mean, Jacksonville used him a lot. He was getting 30 plus touches a game. If you only ask him to carry the ball 13 and 15 times, with Miles 13 and 15, it'd be lovely.
I mean, from what I heard, the reports were that they're looking for a late round pick. I would do it for 1 year because I think, like, especially in those fourth quarter situations, I would love to just see him wear defenses down, keep the clock moving. I think that's important,
Yeah, because I just want to restate this. In 2017, yes, Carson Wentz in the games he played was throwing the ball left and right to all the receivers. And then even Nick Foles came in and slung the ball around. But we were third in the NFL in rushing. It didn't really look that way because we didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher because you had the committee of Blunt, Ajayi, Clement, and even Smallwood in that package. But we were third as a team in rushing. So we were one of the best running teams in the game. We need to get back.
I agree. If I get him cheap, I would do it. Dominic, what's up, my man? He says, hey, guys, what's up? Philly Mike and Philly 500. How do you guys feel about Greg Ward as a slot wide out starter? I like Greg. I like Greg Ward. I think he can continue to be successful and continue to improve. I just wonder what the numbers are going to look like at the end. I think that last spot's going to be between him and Goodwin. That's what I think.
I think the longer we stay off training camp and getting to see these guys, the better chance he comes in to play early to make the team. Because we know we can get from him, unlike others. But it would suck to not be able to see a guy like Hightower or Watkins, let him go, and then week 6 we're watching him on a different team get a 3-touchdown game or something long later, and So you got to try your best to keep the people you drafted on the spot.
I agree. BVC, he says, Philly 500, Philly Mike. When Alshon comes back midseason, who will be our starting receiver core? That's so hard to tell. Who knows? I mean, you could have an injury and somebody's on IR already, so you have a spot. I just don't know. If I had to say everybody's healthy, I would say I'd have to get rid of Whiteside because I'm not getting rid of speed. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. You want to keep D-Jack and Reagor on with Alshon. So, he's your dominant X, and you got them 2 speed guys in there. And like I said, but it would be interesting. I think if Alshon does come off the PUP list and oh, hi, yeah, right.
Cowboy fans now. I got a lot of Cowboy fans. I like the rivalry, so I encourage it. It makes it funner.
Kara likes to torture them and try to torture them in my chat.
Yeah. She does. She double moonwalks their ass on this channel. No doubt about it. Takeem Hill, what's up with you, man? I see you're in here. Just saw you. Let me see here. Oh, Bubba said something. Go watch the film breakdown on Fournette. He's not the same physical runner he was in college as he is in the NFL, and his vision sucks. All right, I'll go watch. But I mean, he had over 1,000 yards, averaged over 4-point-something yards carry. I don't need him to be a number 1 running back. I just need him to be my short yardage physical back. I think for what I would ask him to do, I don't think it's a big deal. If I was saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to sign him as he's my franchise running back, I see your point, but I don't need him for that.
Correct. I think his second year was his best tape, though. I would concur what he said in his last year. It wasn't pretty. And, just like Philly 500 said, he doesn't have to be that 30 carry. You're the franchise running back. He'd be the complement bigger back to Miles Sanders. So he would, and we're not asking him to get that vision look to run for 15 yards, which is to turn the chains. But I agree with you.
Yeah. And so we got 244 people here. Please please subscribe if you haven't. And make sure that you click the link in the description. Go sub up my man, Philly Mike from Philly Talk Podcast. Great guy. Having a great time with him. What is this? Philly 500, have you done more dingbat stuff? I do dingbat stuff every day. What do you mean? Like on a daily, you know what I mean? And Holyfield be our physical running back. To be determined. I haven't seen him take 1 snap. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
It's hard to know,
You're never going to be 100% to know if they can do that right there. But I do believe if you're asking them to come in and run the ball 7 to 8 times, I would be scared to have any of these guys come in and run the ball 20 times because of an injury to both Boston Scott or Miles Sanders. But
right.
I think we got to see. But
yeah,
preseason will be big help.
I can't wait. It can't come soon enough. King Dingbat, Mike, Fournette blocking is key. You need a cat that will make linebackers pay on the blitz. I mean, that's true. That's true. I cannot argue with that point at all. No doubt about it. Let me see here. Oh, like the tinfoil hats. Yeah, I'm working on a couple conspiracy theories right now, to be honest with you. So I'm going to have a couple going on. I've done a couple more stuff. I think, I don't know what the last thing that you might have seen, but I got like 3 or 4 different conspiracy videos now. 500. If Dak don't sign, do you see the Cowboys sticking with Dalton, or would Cam be an option? If he refuses and holds out all year, I don't see him holding out. I think he signs, but I think he holds out late, like until like the season starts. So they're going to be kind of behind. But if he doesn't, I'm telling you, if Deshaun Watson signs, he's done. If he doesn't get a contract this year, I think he's out in Dallas, dude.
You would love that. You would love that.
I want him to sign him $60 million. But can you imagine if they make Andy Dalton their starting quarterback, and it's like we could just rip on Dallas for having a Carson lookalike? Like, I would like it. It would be awesome. Takeem, my man, he says, I think the Eagles have a top 5 defense potential if all the starters stay healthy. I think so too, but I really think it's going to depend on that pass rush. I think you need Derek Barnett to break out. You need him to be double digit, in my opinion. You're not going to get double digit sacks from Brandon Graham. He's never done it. But I think Derek Barnett needs to. You know what I mean?
He's a big key to the successful D line. And again, like you said, This should be the easiest year for him, because again, last year we had Malik Jackson and Fletcher Cox, but Malik Jackson got hurt week 1, then Hassan Ridgeway, then Timmy Jerrigan. And Fletcher Cox played all last year banged up. That's why people were asking about Cox getting sacked. Last year, he's still always even hurt, one of the best run defenders in the game, but he lacked the pass rush with that shoulder, whatever it was. So it could be a whole different season.
Yeah, I agree. Melvin says, "What up, Philly 500, Philly Mike? You guys are amazing. Keep the work going. Fly Eagles fly." Thank you so much, buddy. We definitely appreciate that. No question. And Anthony Perry asked me something hey, Anthony Perry, I saw your comment yesterday. I subscribed to that channel as soon as you told me. So but I haven't watched anything yet. What up, guys? Question for y'all. Thought on Luke Juriga, however you pronounce his name, or Keegan Render as future center with Kelsey retires. My thing is, it's going to be very hard to replace Kelsey, but I mean, if they can develop them, fine. I'm more wait and see mode. There's nobody I can say right now on this team, oh yeah, that's Kelsey's replacement. I don't know. I don't know enough about those two guys, to be honest.
Yeah, and I actually think they're kind of we'll take a look at moving Samalu into the center position and replacing left guard. So
yeah, it's true. It's true. Let me see here. Solve question. Okay. Question. What's the next move the division champions make? Both you guys rock, go Birds. Thank you, Drew. That's a great question. I still think, based upon what we've heard about what they want to add a veteran running back, I still believe that's the next move they make is going to be a veteran running back, or Jason Peters comes back. Those are my two predictions.
And I think the Eagles could easily, say Devontae Freeman goes off the board sooner. I think because of LaShawn McCoy's, injury last year with Chiefs, the teams are a little bit more hesitant. But I think you can have a guy like LaShawn McCoy, Jason Peters, Nigel Bradham keep slipping and slipping. So as the Eagles go into training camp, as they go into preseason, if a quick injury happens, they're like, oh, all ex-Eagles, all will reach out and take it. So I think they're definitely a possibility, but it's like a last minute, wow, in the preseason game, Andre Dillard gets blown out or something. Yeah. You get scared right away and you pull the trigger on a guy like JP.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Takeem says Everson Griffin and Vinny Curry are the same age, but Curry is a cheaper option and can give the same production on a 1-year deal. You think he can get the same production as Everson Griffin, though? Because if that's the case, then the Griffin, he's not the same player. And if he's not the same player, I don't need him. That's how I look at it. What do you think, Mike?
I still think Everson Griffin is a little bit better of a player, but when you compare the money, I might side with a guy like Vinny Curry, because I said this a lot already in the offseason. Vinny Curry, as a rotation player, got 5 sacks. That's a great number for a rotational player who plays maybe 22% of his snaps in the game.
Yeah. I hear you. I agree. So we'll do about 5 more minutes because we're almost at that hour spot. Take a few more questions and then we'll do it. Do it again some other time for sure. But make sure you guys click the link in the description. Go sub up my man Philly Mike at Philly Talk Podcast. No doubt about it. Let's see.
Shout out to everybody in here that's been on my channel. A lot of these guys I see. Much love and respect.
Yes, much love to everybody in here. Thank you guys for being here. Showing off what is up.
Another one.
Question. Yeah, he's awesome. Question. Dak, if you knew football, it wasn't about how many. Oh, he's talking to somebody else. See, I can't read some of the long ones. I'm like, oh, that must be a big question. And then I look and it's all somebody else. Seriously, who do you think should be punt returner as they made the game easier when we had a great return game? I'm hoping Reagor. I want Reagor doing punt returns because I think he's explosive. I think he can be dynamic in that role. And obviously, once he develops a little bit and he's a full-time starter, you take him out of that role. But I think for next year, I think I want Reagor doing it.
Cosign.
Let's see here. Here's an interesting question. Are you worried about Dillard taking over at left tackle?
I honestly believe that Dillard can do it. I do think he needs to bulk up. I think he very good against the speed rushers. That's why you saw him kind of shut down a Khalil Mack. But in the same game in Chicago, he struggled with Leonard Floyd because he's the bull rusher. So he needs to bulk up. Best way to do that is get into the Eagles facility in the weight room. And again, we got to be honest, though. we're going to judge him critically because who we had there for so many years. We can't expect, even though he's a first-round player, we cannot expect a player to come in and automatically be equal to a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Jason Peters, he was getting older, still a Hall of Famer. We got to give him some time. There are going to be some growing pains, but I'm more on the side of he's going to be able to secure that spot. How do you feel, Philly?
I'm actually not worried about him. I think he needs to get stronger. He definitely needs to improve stuff. I think that what really screwed him up was when they tried to move him to right tackle. And because before that point, I thought he did a pretty decent job at left tackle. And I think it threw him off. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be okay. And he better be, because they trade up in the first to get him, you know?
And that's the blind side. You don't want to mess with Carson Wentz's blind side.
You can't mess with it at all. Omari Scott, thanks for the question. He says, Philly 500, will the Eagles resign McCoy or Peters? I'm going to say if I had to choose between the two, I'm going to say Peters comes back. I don't know. I don't know about McCoy. I don't know.
I think the Eagles, listen, I love McCoy. I just did a video on comparing McCoy into Sanders, you know. But real quick, I think McCoy will come to the Eagles when he's ready to retire, sign a 10-day contract, and retire Eagle. That's the last time I think we're going to see him. But
yeah. I think I missed a super chat here.
Charles Smith just did one.
Yeah, I'm looking for it, Charles. I'm on this other page, so it's like for those that I'm usually on my phone, so it lights up. But I'm looking. What the hell is it?
It's a little bit higher than the bottom.
I got it. I got you, buddy. I'm a dingbat. I'm blind as hell. Charles Smith, thank you for super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. With the previous injury issues, do you really think it's smart to put Reagor as a punt returner? We can't afford an injury to that position. I don't think you can play scared. I don't think you can play scared in football. I think if you do that, you're hurting your team. If I could tell you that he could, by him playing punt returns, you can win two extra games a year because he can change field position, would you do it? Would you take a chance? Because I would have to. I mean, that's my opinion. Thank you for the super chat, Charles Smith. Appreciate it. What do you think, Mike?
I agree with you. But in that case, if just say we saw someone else go down or someone else go down, you do got a guy like John Hightower who can do it too. He's done it more kick returns, but he's done special teams that way. But again, I mean, look, after having the injury bug so long, it's just got to be like a time where it's just got to go, you know. We did get new medical staff. I think that plays, but Jalen Reagor, he's a tough guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Ermelindo, thank you for the super chat. I know I screwed up your name again. I'm going to have to come up with like a nickname for you, buddy. But thank you for the super chat. He says, is Jim Schwartz on the hot seat? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he has a lot of power, they say, in that building. But, I mean, if with Darius Slay, if he comes in with Darius Slay and he's still, our secondary still sucks, you got a problem. You got a problem. I don't personally, let me tell you, I like Jim Schwartz as a coach in terms of I think he's a good coach. I don't like his scheme. Don't like it. I don't like it. I'm more old school, bring the heat, you go after the quarterback. He doesn't blitz enough for me.
Nah. Yeah, because his ideal thing is they let his front four go get it and play coverage. But if you have a dominant front four, you can do that. But over the years with the injuries, our front four needed that extra blitz package.
Right. Yeah, Buddy has a question for you. Shout out to Buddy. He says, who is your breakout player on defense at Philly Mike Talk Podcast?
Okay, yeah, Buddy. I would say breakout player on defense. I got to co-sign with Philly 500, Derek Barnett. Although I think Sidney Jones could be there, I don't necessarily know the Eagles are going to give him the chance over a guy like Trevor Williams and Avonte Maddox, because before I get into that, remember, Sidney Jones came clutch in the Dallas game at the end. He came clutch in the Giants game at the end. But guess what? We got to the Seattle game, and they didn't play him in the playoff game. So there was still, after seeing him play good down the stretch, there was something in that coaching staff that didn't trust him. But Derek Barnett, we've seen him sometimes just do anything he wants with the offensive line that we're going against. But then injuries, poor attitude, bad penalties. He's a guy who has the talent. He just got to keep that motor going 24/7. And like Philly 500 said, if he could break out, which he's the guy who has the best chance because of the additions with a healthy Fletcher Cox and a Javon Hargraves. He does that. He sets the whole tempo of this defense, which is get at the quarterback and play some coverage.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. Melvin says, don't sleep on John Hightower. And you were just saying it. It's a beast, mark my words. I'm very excited about John Hightower. I really am, No question about it. Yo, it's Spider. I love that name. They're from Goodfellas. It was recently looking at the stats of some of our rookies. While I was looking at Watkins and Hightower, I saw they were both 6'2". I was expecting 5'10" because of speed. Yeah, they got size and speed. No question about it. Shout out DH Eagles in the house. What's up, buddy? But yeah, man, they got some size. No question. All right, so yeah. Anything you got to say, Mike? Anything you want to on your mind?
Nope. That hour mark is always that good spot. It's always a great spot, the hour mark.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to thank you for coming on, hanging out with me, answering questions. Had a blast. I want to thank everybody for coming and joining us, and make sure that you guys hit the link in the description and sub up my man. Sub him up. He definitely deserves it. He's going to be giving you guys a lot of great content this season, and you don't want to miss it. So thanks, Mike, for coming on. Thank everybody for the likes, subscriptions, all that stuff. Appreciate that. Oh, Billy Williams just hit me with a super chat. There it is. Billy, thank you for super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. With a power back, do you feel team we could have it be like 2017 or better? I think we could be better. I think we're better because I think I would put Miles Sanders above what's his face? I can't. Why is it not? I can't think of his name. Jai, yeah, JJ Jai. So I think we could be better. What about you, Mike?
I agree. The team that we're building resembles 17, especially if we can get a healthy Alshon later in the season. Who was that guy? Because Torrey Smith, he wasn't good, but he was able to take the top off. So was Nelson Aguilar in 17, only 17, but he was. Yeah. I believe this team is built to do something along the lines of 17 if we can stay relatively healthy.
That's it. I agree. Billy Williams, thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank everybody for super chat. Thanks for joining us. Sub up, my man. Click the link on the description on the way out. And with that said, take care. I'll talk to you later. We'll talk to you later. And don't be dingbats. And Dallas still stinks.